Do your Agile practices feel like a leash instead of a launchpad? I've observed a problem when I visit my clients. I meet developers that they tell me they've lost a sense of autonomy. They say, Scrum feels like micromanagement, or ever since we started practicing Kanban, it feels like managers have taken control of everything we do. If you're feeling the same, then something has gone wrong. I'll explain. To begin, let's be reminded of a few statements from the Manifesto for Agile Software Development. And I only bring it up because my clients do. The developers say things like, I've been assigned to an Agile project and it feels like I'm being micromanaged. So because they associate this feeling with a broad concept called Agile, I'll refer to the document that coined the term Agile. A few statements from agilemanifesto.org provide clues that something has gone wrong if developers feel that way. First, we have come to value individuals and interactions over processes and tools. And then there's the 5th, 9th, 11th, and 12th principles. 5, build projects around motivated individuals, give them the environment and support they need, and trust them to get the job done. 9, continuous attention to technical excellence enhances agility. 11, the best architectures, designs, and requirements emerge from self-organizing teams. And 12, at regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective, and then it tunes and adjusts its behavior accordingly. Those statements make it obvious, don't they? The team reflects on how to become more effective, not managers, the team. Attention to technical excellence, not management excellence, technical excellence. And the best outcomes emerge from self-organizing teams, not micromanaged teams, self-organizing teams. Let's think about the business world through the 90s and into the 2001 when that document was published, particularly in the software industry. The Fortune 50 companies at the time included General Motors, Walmart, oil companies, Pepsi, banks, military contractors, manufacturers. And many of those companies were founded at the turn of the 20th century. Very few of those companies were tech startups, but a few, including Hewlett-Packard, later Dell, Compaq, Motorola, Cisco. Tech startups did exist, just not in the Fortune 50. Atari, Apple, Microsoft, Borland, later Amazon, Netscape, Napster, Google. The contrast between those companies could not have been more stark. Big enterprises with strict bureaucracies and long chains of hierarchical command, and then scrappy startups led by software nerds, gurus, a whole new breed of entrepreneur. It was in that contrast that the Manifesto for Agile Software Development was written, because the established companies were starting to consume not only the tech products and services, but the developers as well. Companies like Home Depot and Texaco and Kroger were hiring developers and webmasters, and they approached the management of software like they approached manufacturing and supply chain logistics. Command, control, piecework, specialization, centralized decision-making, carrot and stick management by objective. For anyone interested in the creative field of software development, it was a dehumanizing transition. I experienced it in 2006. I decided to end a 14-year stretch of web development freelancing, and I took a job with a state-funded college, a large government bureaucracy, and I did so because I wanted to learn how to make enterprise software. But what I discovered was a bureaucratic nightmare. I suppose that's a big reason that the Agile Manifesto and ideas like Scrum and Crystal and openagile resonated with me, because I saw in those ideas a way forward for enterprises. The nightmarish bureaucracy could be disrupted by Scrum to allow greater autonomy for developers. It was like an uprising, not because I wanted to overthrow the establishment, but I saw that software quality and business results were limited by the micromanaging nature of the establishment enterprises. But that's not the whole story. There are some really rough edges on this problem, like this one. Okay, let's acknowledge that there's a natural tension between transparency and scrutiny, and between autonomy and anarchy. Let's consider Scrum for a minute. The design of Scrum intends to disrupt decentralized decision-making and common bureaucracy. It intends for a group of developers to self-organize around business goals, to imagine and deliver solutions for the business and for end users, to strive for mastery and quality, and to do these things in partnership with key stakeholders. The Scrum environment should feel liberating for developers. Scrum and other Agile practices are designed to push authority and autonomy toward the development team, not to pull it away. But the deal is, the work of the team must be transparent as possible. Why transparency? Because transparency increases the quality of decision making. When everyone involved can see what's going on and they can be open about the challenges they face, then rapid feedback can increase the quality of decisions. I mean, just imagine the opposite. If you hide information from people, information that they need to make decisions, then you can expect bad decisions. So the arrangement proposed by Scrum is a simple one. Self-managing teams are supported. Transparency is expected. And this can feel really awkward. I mean, transparency can feel like scrutiny. And to be honest, there's a fine line. When developers who once just built things, they might find themselves having to explain things now. Daily scrums might morph into status reporting. Instead of owning outcomes, developers might feel watched. You know, a line is crossed when transparency leads to surveillance instead of empowerment. And of course, some workplaces are just badly managed, truly. And developers feel scrutinized because their managers are in the weeds, you know, measuring every little movement, penalizing every mistake. It happens. And so consider your own context. What's really happening? Perhaps one of two possibilities. On one hand, developers that are not used to regular demos and feedback, they can feel exposed. That's normal at first. Visibility is uncomfortable at first, but it's necessary for shared learning and team growth. On the other hand, managers might overreach, and Scrum might be hijacked for surveillance in disguise. So to conclude, when I consult with my clients who are trying Scrum or Kanban or other Agile practices, I emphasize that these practices are designed to empower teams, and I encourage managers to observe, not to control, to measure outcomes and not activity. I hope this has been interesting. Please comment, subscribe, write to me. I'd be happy to hear from you and hear your thoughts. Thanks.